And the other thing was that the Wildcats announced their new coach yesterday.
Yes.
And what's his name?
ScoMo.
Scott Morrison.
Who's owned by us here, the Wildcats. They've appointed a new coach, Scott Morrison, who says all he wants to do is get on with the job of coaching the Wildcats, and he just keeps getting abused everywhere. That's a bit harsh.
And we tried to get an interview with him this morning, and he said no, he couldn't come on. He's a PM man, not an AM man.
Oh, nice one.
God, you're funny, Tim.
Do you share a name? Throw this out there too. Do you share a name with somebody who's famous? Do you share a name with somebody who's famous?
And
have a look at that. Straight on the line there, we've got a John out there. You there, John? John, are you there?
Yeah, I got Garry.
Who do you share a name with, John?
Johnny Farm.
Tim, not before 6:30. Seriously, it's way too early. Please, out there, don't abuse me. The Wisp just likes...
That's my favourite.
This amuses him. Keeps him happy for another 10 weeks now.
You still there, John? Has the AFL contacted you possibly about playing at one of the finals?
Nah.
My Rouge finished on the bottom of the ladder. Not that funny. Righto, that's enough of that. What's the chance of the Nirvana Baby winning his lawsuit? You know the cover of that album?
Yes.
The baby just floating in the water. That guy, that baby, is now suing Nirvana for
what?
Child exploitation or something like that, because he has his little willy flicking around in the water.
I didn't know that.
That's a big story.
So now that he's grown up,
yeah.
How old is he? 22 or something, is he? Is that right?
Probably older, 30, 40 or something.
No, it wouldn't be that old. I don't know. You got the wrong body part too, Garry. They're not worried about it's his toe. Have a proper look, Garry.
Was that his toe flapping around in the water? I'm not sure about that. I just saw it on the TV just then.
No, someone said it's his big toe.
Well, it's a good sized toe for the baby. Collingwood say they're not going to appoint their coach, Tim. They're not going to appoint their coach until the middle, maybe early September, the middle of September. Speak.
Yes.
Hey, Gaz and Tim, how are you?
Good. Were you at the UCG for Plugger's 1,000th goal?
Sure was, mate. It was a bit of mixed emotions day, really. I was a young Swan supporter.
How old were you, Caden?
6 years old.
6.
So it's mate, I remember it like it was yesterday. But so standing on the edge of the rails and got two brothers, and Dad had us all by the collars, going, "Don't go too far." Anyway, so he's lined up, mongrel of a kick, gone through, and bang, all three of us were off in separate directions. And I look back at Dad, and he's just going, "What do I do here?" I'm just like, "Nah, I'm getting as close as I possibly can." Right into the middle, and then all of a sudden the crowd starts clearing. The players are getting back to their positions, and I'm still out there.
As a 6-year-old.
Yeah, and I'm just going, this is not supposed to be happening. So I got escorted by one of the security guards and then taken to one of the, I guess, collection spots, and a big PA announcement went over saying, can the parents of Caden Timon please come and collect your son? So that was a memory. But, I think I got to even wear Plugger's jumper after that game. So it was a pretty good day. Ended up going into the Swans rooms.
You got into the Swans rooms as well. How did you get in there?
Just a long-term friend, or an early friend from Cronulla. His dad's David Murphy from the Swans.
Oh, yeah.
So David saw that, called Dad and goes, "All right, mate, get him down to the rooms." And we all went down there, and yeah, we were actually quite close with the Swans. In the end, Stewie Maxwell was he owned a laundromat in Cronulla. So every time the Swans used to bring their dirty jumpers in, Mum used to be dropping off the laundry. I used to go and wear Plugger's sweaty jumper every week.
That is a great story, Kate.
Good on you, Kate.
That is you're in the running for the caller of the week.
Brad's in Altona. Good morning, Brad.
Morning, boys. How are you?
We're good. Were you there that night that Lloydie kicked his 100th goal?
Yes. So in the 2000 qualifying final against North, we got absolutely belted. But just a bit of background to this. Early 90s, 94, Abler kicked his 100 against North. Dad said, "Nah, don't go on the ground." few weeks later in a final, done for his 100th. Dad said, "No, you're not going." Then, year 2000, Dad wasn't with us that day for some reason. So then my brother said, "Stuff it, let's go. It's our chance to get in the G in front of a big crowd."
Yep.
Run out in the middle of the ground, get around the North boys. I think King kicked 7 that day.
King?
We're G'ing them up. Yep, David King kicked 7.
Kingy kicked 7.
Oh, they would have
Yeah,
five of them.
yeah.
5 of them would have been Joe the Gooses over the back.
Probably. We're trying to G the boys up because we're getting smashed. We had the double chance. Like, come on, boys, tie up for next week. Kingy told my brother to go and get it. Anthony Stevens turned around to Kingy and said, "Hey, don't speak to him like that."
Oh, come on, Brad. You've
swear
worked
to
this
God.
into a sporty
Nah,
night story.
He swears to God. Keep going, Brad. I like it.
Then we're like, "This is unbelievable." Then we finally get off the ground, and as we're walking back through the ground, through the gate, back into the stand, there's my old man shaking his head at me.
Oh, no. Hey, Brad, great story.
Good story. You and Chad ran onto the ground, did you? Is this right, when Tony Modra kicked his 100th goal?
True story. In 1993, I was 10. At Princess Park, they were playing Fitzroy. I think it was late in the year. It was a freezing cold day. Late in the year, he had 98.
So Graham's coaching Adelaide at the time? Yes?
So Dad's coaching the Crows, and from time to time, Chad and I used to jump on the Adelaide cheer squad bus. They used to send a bus over from Adelaide, and it
didn't.
took 10 hours, and we stopped, and with all the grandmas and the grandpas, and we're just the two of us. So Chad would have been 13, I was 10, and we planned this one in because Mods is on 98 with the grandmas who are doing their knitting. Chad and I a bit out of our depth, but we've got there. We're sitting behind the goals. Where these are the days where you could sort of walk around and follow the full forward. And he's on 98, and early in the game he kicks his second, and we storm the ground for Tony Modra's 100th. And you can actually see, if you go back and watch it on YouTube, you can see a young Chad Corns.
Is it easy to recognise Chad? Did he have a barbell in each hand? Is that how we identify him or not? Or he wasn't into the barbells back in those days?
Well, he had hair, so that was a good start. But no, he had you wouldn't recognise him, but I can pick him out. He had a Crows jacket on, but.